This is a review of Content Gorilla 2.0. Hi there, I'm Victor. If you enjoy this video, please click on the like button. To say hi or ask questions, do so in the comment section below, and also please subscribe to my channel. So this is my honest review of Content Gorilla 2.0 from the vendor Neil Napier. In this review, we're going to take a look at the sales page. I'm going to actually show you a demo of the software, and I'll conclude with my recommendation and why. Content Gorilla 2.0 is an online software that makes it easy to create blog posts from YouTube videos. Here in the sales page, just starting off, right? Generate instant traffic, convert any YouTube video into fully formatted blog post, and auto syndicate to social media in less than 60 seconds. All right, so it's saying that we can take a YouTube video and make it into a fully formatted blog post and auto syndicate it to social media unless that's a big boast, and it sounds fantastic. Now through the sales page, basically what they're going to talk about is content is king. In other words, blogging has been around for a long time. It's not going away, and there is a lot of money that you can make with a blog. But in order to have a blog, you have to have posts, and doing those posts can take time. Writing them yourself or paying someone to write them, and having computerized writing doesn't always work so well either. And that's what the sales page is all about. It's basically saying, look, this is really important, but it can cost a lot in money or time, and what are you going to do about it? And then they talk about how they discovered YouTube closed captions. What this is that any video that someone uploads to YouTube, it may or may not, it's not always, this is the thing, it might have YouTube automatically create closed captions for the video. And what that is the computer basically does the speech and converts it into text. Sometimes the words are wrong, sometimes the spelling's not right, and punctuation, stuff like that. Some people create closed captions, other words, upload the closed caption to their video into YouTube. And when you do that, you have punctuation and paragraphs and all that kind of stuff. You did all that formatting yourself. The benefit for your video is that YouTube will take that and use that as the closed captions, and you know that the right words are there and everything like that too. What we're going to find here is that with this software, and I'll show you in the demo, some videos don't have a transcript. They don't have any closed captions. It won't work for those. So this can't work for any video. It works for videos that have closed captions. Not very clear here, but I'm letting you know. They basically show you a walkthrough of doing it, and they talk about how you can, create this really quick and everything. I'm going to show you what it does, and you can decide for yourself what you want to do or not. Some things that they seem to allude to make me think that they're saying go and take anybody's YouTube videos and make a blog post out of someone else's stuff. If you have your own videos on YouTube, then maybe this could be helpful. That might be a true statement, so it's a very curious thing. But let's see what we find out in the demo, which I'm going to get to really soon here. Basically, the rest of the sales page is saying that Content Gorilla 2.0 can do all this stuff for you. Some of the stuff that's being said here I cannot agree with based on all the research I've done on blogging. In other words, just because you have a bunch of information online does not mean that Google's going to promote your stuff. And certainly the idea behind a blog is to create content for people. In other words, information that people are looking for, and you're going to build authority and trust by actually helping people. But if you're taking other people's stuff from YouTube videos and then just plastering it onto a web page and calling that a post for a blog, you see what I'm saying? If you were the person who came to a page like that, what would you feel about that? And actually, you know what? We're going to see. Let's go ahead into the demo. Here we are in the dashboard, And we have different other items down the page here, and let's just look at this. So we have a dashboard. You can have websites. I think the front end comes, you're able to have like maybe 10 websites of your own that you can send posts to. It has bulk post, scheduler, that's an add-on that you got to pay for, channel scheduler, another one that you got to pay for, article rewriter. This is interesting. Readability, uniqueness, right? Post later, integrations. Integrations are like if you want to send a post to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, it looks like. Post archive, and then settings. Okay, and they have the knowledge base where they have their training and stuff like that. So something right up front that I want to share with you is if you want to use the main function of this, which is actually being able to pull transcripts from YouTube, you actually have to set up an API, a YouTube API. In their help, they actually have an article to tell you how to go and get your YouTube API key. If you're not techie, or if you don't have someone who can help you with this, you might find this a little bit of a pain. It's not too hard really, but you really do need to follow someone else's instructions on how to do it. And then as far as the formatting, you know, some stuff is going to be formatted better than others is what it boils down to. And if a video does not have any kind of closed caption or anything like that, then you might not get anything at all. So just because you put a video URL there does not mean you're going to get content for it. And then here they talk about there's a plugin that you have to, a WordPress plugin you have to add for Content Gorilla so that it can put the post that you generate here onto your website. And they talk here about that when you try and set it up, if it doesn't work, you're going to have to go to your hosting service to see if they can whitelist Content Gorilla for you in order to be able to use it. So if you buy this, I would say try and use it as soon as possible. If it doesn't work for you, or whatever the reason is, then try and get your money back. All right, so here we are. And if we want to, we're going to try this out on this YouTube video right here. This is my YouTube video, so no harm. I'm going to say quick search. So it found my YouTube video. Let's say create a post. All right, so here's a post. Now they have correct grammar, and they also have add punctuation. And here's the YouTube video being referenced right here. Up here at the top it says featured image. That's the thumbnail for the YouTube video. Tags from the YouTube video. How we can set up to send it out and publish it. You can publish it as a draft. Let's go back here. And if I wanted to change the language of this, I could select a different language here. And we can try that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and the transcript from YouTube, if you notice here, there's very little punctuation. I mean, some apostrophes, but you know, as far as paragraphs and sentences and stuff like that. So let's click on add punctuation. All right, so it says that it added punctuation, and looking at it, I mean, I see some commas and some periods. So that's kind of cool. Now, let's say I wanted to do this. So if I was actually going to do this, I would want to correct some stuff, right? So maybe I do this. I might even come in here and do something like this. I'm trying to think for a moment in terms of a blog. What kind of things might I do in a blog? right? So I might add some sections, format stuff so it's easy to read. Some stuff is kind of quirky, which is not the most unusual thing for websites and stuff. All right, so let's keep this simple. I just did some quick formatting there. If you have that entire post to edit, I could see how it'd be kind of clunkety. If you do copy and pasting and stuff like that, you saw how it jumped up. And so, I mean, that's clunkiness. That can kind of slow you down. And in some ways, maybe this can help you and be fast. I don't know. Now, let's go ahead and look at some other things here. So we have this information here. If I click on spin content, right? Let's see what that does. And will it keep my formatting and stuff? Back to clunkiness. If you were actually going to use this, did it take 60 seconds? I don't know about 60 seconds. Some of the pauses in between this are 60 seconds, I think. Okay, so it spun the content, but it got rid of all my formatting. So if you're going to do any of this, add punctuation or spin content, you better do it before you actually do much work on stuff. And then after you do that, you would need to read everything to make sure it makes sense, because when you spin stuff, a lot of times you end up with stuff that might not make sense, right? So in this review, we're going to take a look at the sales sheet and then go in to the members area and encounter what that's all about. So what is Funnelize? Well, Funnelize is a training lines that is supposed to help you quickly and readily learn lessons 8 of the most useful marketing funnels for online business and much more. So the intuition of a move is simple. Just like with food or water, you have a funnel, it vanishes wide and does shrink, and you pour something in it and then it's targeted. Proceed. Okay. Content spinning. All right, so if the goals, keep in mind, what is the goal of a blog? Create authority and trust and help people. Those, if I wanted to say 3 main goals of a blog and a post in a blog, is help people, gain authority and trust. If you bring in stuff that you don't own, how is that going to create any kind of trust and authority? And if you spin stuff and it makes about as much sense as what I just read, how much is that going to gain trust and authority and help people? Okay? I mean, realistically, this is a fantastic idea, but it's almost like there's pieces that aren't quite there. It's like almost there. And if you're almost going to do something, then this might work for you. But if you're going to build a long-lasting business online, I don't know about that. This seems like a shiny object to me when I think of it that way. All right, so as far as the language thing, I mean, it's a cool thing. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I think this is creative as heck. All right, so here's when I clicked on the language, it looks like, yeah, it grabbed all of the transcript again from the beginning to the end, and it converted it, translated it. It's cool that it translates it, but okay. Do you really think it's going to take 60 seconds to turn a YouTube video? Let me rephrase that. If you want to create a post for a blog that people are going to want to look at, and you're going to help people, and you're going to build authority and trust, can what we just saw do that? My answer has to be no. If you want to make assumptions about the internet, that you just have to throw a bunch of stuff out there with the right words over and over and repeat them enough times and all that kind of a thing, well, you can make those assumptions and you might be able to sell stuff to people that way. But anybody who does research in how to create something that's going to build something to last is going to tell you that it needs to be good content, and what we're seeing here is not good content. If we look at the posts that were generated using this, let's just go ahead and click on some of these and see what they look like. All right, so how to start a keto diet. Okay, so this is one of the websites that they have in the post. All right, so the image is basic and simple, and I guess you'd send it to your blog as a draft and then do some more editing. Once again, 60 seconds, really? Something that you want to give to someone? And then if we read through this, I mean, someone just threw this out there, not a lot of formatting or anything. That's understandable. All right, let's go look at another one. All right, so here's the other site, and Profit Rocket. Okay, so that's the image, and not a lot of formatting there, right? You're searching the internet for information and you come to this page. You want to buy something from this person? Do you even want to read it? I mean, I look at it, I don't even want to read it because it's hard for me to read. So here's one that includes the video, so that's the thumbnail for the video, and here's the video. And look at all the formatting, and look at how much sense that makes. And okay, well, there's a picture, that's nice. And they're saying that it was found on YouTube, so I mean, that's, at least they're not claiming that it's theirs. That's good, right? How many posts can you make like that? And are people going to look at and read and think, oh, that's fantastic, I want to work with this person and their stuff? Just one more. So this is formatted a little bit. I threw in another image or two. Uh-oh. This is a simple way to get more beans becoming. Now that you got an email list, you got a push notification list, the next gradation is to send out a bomb to those people every time you liberate a brand new blog birth, and you're going to repeat the cycle all over again, from sending out a smash to sending out a move notification to emailing the people. All right, can you guess that that is probably using the rewriter? I was just trying to give you an example. That's what you're generating. Do you want to, if this makes a bunch of that, is that what you really want to put out there? That's the question I would have to ask you. That's the question I have to ask myself out of some curiosity here. I'm just adding my own punctuation here for a second. Now let's go ahead and rewrite and see how it does. And this is in the middle, readability versus uniqueness. Uniqueness is, sometimes people say uniqueness in a way to say, if you want to take someone's stuff and make it your own. And so probably the more unique it is, probably the more unintelligible it is also. I mean, I'm just curious. This is a review of Funnelize from the Hi, I'm Winner. And in this review, we're going to take a look at the sales page and then go into the members area and check out what that's all about. So what is Funnelize? Well, Funnelize is a training successions that is supposed to help you swiftly and readily learn lessons, 8 of the most useful marketing pores for online businesses, much more. Okay, so Content Gorilla 2.0. It says that it's for anyone who wants to create blog posts that feature or that are really extracts from YouTube videos. Just so you can see, if you go to a YouTube video and you want to see whether or not they have closed captions or what the transcripts are, come here below the video. You'll probably, somewhere near the video, you should see this ellipsis, the 3 dots, and click on Open Transcript, and you'll see the transcript. If there's one there, there might be one, there might not be one. There's not always. And then here you can even have the toggle to show you the times for stuff. All right, so where are we at? I felt like the sales page wanted me to believe I should use blogging to make money online, but that I should use their solution to do it in order to save time and money. Some things to keep in mind. You're going to need to see if Content Gorilla WordPress plugin will work on your website if you're going to use something like this. You need to make sure, because some host providers might not want it, and you might have to get them to whitelist it. In the video I talk about how you'll have to go and look at the notes on their help page, their support page, which basically is going to tell you go talk to your provider. You're going to need to set up a YouTube API key in order to use the extraction tool. So before this works, you're going to have to create your own YouTube API key. In their help, in their notes, they tell you how to do that. But you're going to have to do that or get someone to do that for you. And then they have these different tools and everything. I would say plan on a whole lot more than 60 seconds to create a post. And ultimately, it's a big question of what is your goal? If you're trying to create an online business to make money online using blogs, your blog needs to help people out. In other words, give good content. It needs to create trust and authority. And if you're not doing those things with what you create, then you might be wasting a lot of time. And if you're spending money to do that, then you might be wasting a lot of time and money to build something that's not really going to help you. So I would be very cautious about using this, just because it's a great idea and it's creative as heck. I love the creativity, but you saw in the demo, it's clunkety. It doesn't, some of the stuff just doesn't work all the way. And whether or not it'll be fixed in the future, I don't know. So there's some neat ideas here, but I don't know if I could trust it or how far I could trust it. And would I be better off just pasting all that text? I can go to the YouTube video, I can copy the transcript right out of it, and I can paste it somewhere else and work on it from there if I want to. I don't have to pay for this to do it for me. And if it's real clunkety, then I got a format no matter what I do. So why not start where I got to end up if that's the case? On a scale of 1 to 10, I give Content Gorilla a 3 because it's going to take a lot of work. Even though it's supposed to be saving you all kinds of time and effort and everything, maybe after you got using it for a while and you really got flowing and it worked for you, and that's after you got all the integrations set up and everything's working, maybe then it could be useful for you. But for a beginner online who doesn't know anything about blogging and stuff like that, I don't recommend this, because you're not going to create anything. You don't even know what to create. If you can't read what's created and understand it for your own self, then how can you give it to someone else and hope that you're going to be able to make money off of it somehow? I'd just be very careful with it. I do have other training and stuff that I do recommend. You can look at the link in the description below or go to 𝐀𝐸_door.com. I hope that this video has helped you, hopefully save you some time and money in trying to understand whether or not this is something that you could use or want to use. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below and I'll respond to you. Please subscribe to my channel.